Greetings and salutations, everyone. Welcome to today's stream. I'm, of course, your host, Samus. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Doing a little bit of leveling here and there. Nothing too crazy. Just trying to have a little bit of fun on this last iconic life. Been pretty good. A little bit of a late start today. Partially I was trying to give the wife a little extra time to work without having to listen to me, but then also Remington came upstairs. He's still battling the crud, and I thought it'd be nice to give him some extra time to get some rest. But that time has passed. For now, it is time for me to turn the stream on. Put my phone on too, I suppose. If it's going to sit there, it might as well be on the charger, right? All right. No. It doesn't help for Featherfall, just for water.
We've hit dangerous waters.
Okay. Here I thought they helped with oh well. Sometimes you don't know what all your loot does, or your gear does. At least that's how I feel. There we go. At some point we're going to have a talk about a couple of subjects. Hardcore, gear at 20, stuff like that. Get in there and you club them. Whatever you got to do, you get in there. Come on. Can't let this quest beat you. Teach him a lesson.
Let's see God smile on us.
I know there's going to be a couple of trap boxes upstairs. There's like another one around here somewhere. Right, there'll be 3 upstairs probably.
Fair winds and following seas.
It's probably fine. Uh-oh. No!
Storm and
Oh god.
thunder.
Stop it. Stupid. Throw me around quest.
Ahoy! What's that on the horizon?
I'm coming as quick as I can. Apparently I stood in the wrong spot for that one.
Nicely done, shipmate.
Alright, well,
You doing traps for you?
I'm doing traps, but I'm like pretty through the quest, so
Oh, okay, I'll hang out in the front then.
Good, me hearty.
Hear a prisoner's voice calling out to you. Aaron runs down the ladder, disappears from sight.
No.
Found these cool hands I'm gonna use because I only have like a 20 something negative healing hand. Put these on.
Come on, James.
What kind of catch are we setting on S4 today?
Alright. Shush. Sorry about that. I took a big old spike of lag right there at the end. Hey, welcome, Newtons. Whew.
I'm ready to ship out. Where away?
Trying real hard to catch.
You hear a metal portcullis slide open in the distance.
A small catch, but no reason to throw it back.
Grab this. Okay. So is this the very last life of all? Yeah. I don't have all the current epic past lives. So I'll be working on epic past lives, but it's all of the 1 to 20 or 1 to 30 lives. Whew, excuse me.
Really sure.
No, not just because of the new one. So when I started doing,
Kayla,
when I started doing the,
pausing once to look back and wave her thanks.
when I started doing the lives, I had done the epic lives that I thought were going to be important, for me, for the majority of my stuff, and then they added a bunch, and I did a little bit here and there, but I haven't done them all. So like, I don't have like all of the epic past lives. I don't know if I'm that upset about that, or if it's just going to be something that I work on slightly. Yeah, epic past lives are pretty overpowered. I agree. That's why I did it. Ah, fine.
My dog is brave with a silver spade. Come along, boys, come along, John.
Flag today, man. Working on racial epics right now. Once you run out of races, you'll bounce back to heroics and merge them with iconics like you did. Yeah, that's if I was gonna do everything all over again, because I really didn't care for iconics. I still don't really care for iconics, but oh, gross. But because I really didn't like iconics, I basically ended up saving them all for last,
Self into port for repairs.
if that makes sense. Where if I was smart, I would have doubled them up. I would have, like, all of the I just would have doubled them up. Got some sort of racial or iconic and heroic past life out of the deal, but I didn't do that. I should have done that, but I didn't like iconics.
So you would start with iconic first, then with racial, then what?
No, I would pick a style, and I would figure out what style I wanted to do for a character. Like, if I wanted to do melee, I'd figure out which past lives support melee the way that I wanted to play it. You know?
Exactly. You wouldn't use wizard past lives because it doesn't help you at all.
Right. And then I would...
That's why I'm doing 2 different characters, yeah.
So then I would do whatever those past lives are that I felt like supported my chosen play style, and then I would work on racials. Doing like your fighter lives on a PDK and such. Yeah, that or like maybe you don't like a certain style, you can
Like monk or something.
yeah, like monk. You could maybe skip part of the way out of there. You know,
But
what I mean,
monk's good
something
past
like
lives
that.
for melee because it gives you melee damage, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
It's time to go now. Pull away your anchor.
I've rolled real bad today on everything. All of my checks have been real bad. Like my UMD right now, I guess we have 3 3 death penalties. But my UMD score is like sub 30 at the moment. That seems insane to me. I may have to do some work and boost that slightly. Some class lives are easier on iconic, so you can skip those super low levels where a lot of classes aren't very good. Yeah, you could definitely do that. Like I said, I just personally didn't care for the... So keep in mind that my play experience might be different than a lot of people's, right? The quest is done, by the way. So, like, I ground out my epic lives and my epic destinies and stuff like that when the cap was 25. And the amount of quests that you had to do in those epic quests were basically the Evening Star chain. Right. So, like, for me, epics were never very fun. Right? Once the cap went from 20 to 25, a lot of work and grinding started happening. Like, I ground out all the epic past lives for like 3 or 4 characters. You know what I mean? Like, there's just a lot of crunch in there. So when I decided I was going to do heroic lives, just 1 to 20 lives, I was basically, because I was so sick and tired of doing the epic grinding on just like those handful of quests just over and over and over again.
Level.
Yeah, go ahead, do what you want. So for me, I ended up kind of burnt out. So from that mentality combined in with the idea that I had to go all the way to 30 to do iconics kind of turned me off of iconics. And then I don't remember what. Um, but I did some build. I think it was a PDK. I was talked into doing a PDK, and it was terrible. Like, I hated it. And I remember feeling totally trapped all the way up. So much so... what was I saying? So it kind of turned me, huh?
You hated the build.
Yeah, so I hated the build so much so that when we kind of made some fun about the idea of doing like a PDK Great Sword Assassin build, that the only reason I agreed to do it was because Thoughtguard bribed me with a Epic box to basically to basically make sure that I would not get completely burnt out in epics, right? So I don't know. I think it's going to be a different world for the stream and everything basically after this hardcore season, right? So whenever February is done, or whenever I'm done with hardcore season 5, we're essentially going to be in a new era of the stream, and I don't know what that's going to mean yet. All right.
I'm trying to figure out how to find out what my healing app is. I'm trying to figure out where it is on my sheet.
You mouse over your hit points on your character sheet.
Oh, there it is. Okay, thank you.
So we have two things that we can talk about. We have the gear. So I talked about this a little bit on Twitter, but and a little bit over the last couple of days, but not so much since we actually were high enough level to do it. But I took a look at the old SSS system, the 3S, the Seal Shore. Yeah, see, this is Seashells by the Seashore, Shally says. The old Seal Scroll Shard system. Looked at a bunch of those items and assembled a gear package at 20 with the idea of gear upgrades at 21. We can talk about that, but I kind of want to record that video, or as a video, and see if it comes out good enough to actually post. Or we can start talking about hardcore season 5 theoretical builds.
There we go.
And what I did put out a forum post. Do I still have it up somewhere? I do not. I did put up a forum post with my top 5 because everybody always asks, and I tend to put out a video, but I don't think I'm going to do that this year. So far there are 65 views and 0 replies. So either I'm correct in all things, or I'm cuckoo. The clock says no. Here, put it up. So my top 5 is going to be number 1, ASMR Caster Favorite Soul. I think that's the most powerful, consistent hardcore character class race combination. Number 2, I have basically a 2A and a 2B. Gnome, Inquisitive, Trapper, Rogue. And Warforged Arty, either Caster or Pure Melee, it doesn't matter. But both things kind of work together. You have to be able to trap. Good trappers are really important on the hardcore server. And you have to be able to do the stuff that other people can't do, right? So, for example, you may essentially pike, and I'm gonna use that word not in a negative light, but you don't have to be quite as active. You don't have to like lead the kill count or push into the rooms. You don't have to take the crazy chances that some of the other people in the group will have to take, because your job is going to be traps. But that also means that you're going to have to do the stuff like the death swims. Those are your job. So you have to be good at that kind of stuff. And if you are good at that kind of things, then it's just as powerful as an ASMR caster favorite soul, because everybody in the party is going to keep you alive. Right? You're going to be the second most important person on pretty much everybody's list in an equal opportunity pug, because if there's traps in the quest, we need the trapper to get through the quest, right? So it allows you an awful lot of slack if you are capable trapper. And then number 3, I put ASMR Spell Singer, Fey Dark Illusionist Bard. You can put trapping levels in this if you wish. Often I do, sometimes I don't. This used to be half elf instead of ASMR, but when they fixed the Warlock Dilettante past life feat to no longer work the way it used to work, we kind of don't need it anymore, so you can just have Lay on Hands instead. Lay on Hands is a extremely powerful ability, which is why you may notice the top 3 contains 2 ASMRs. It's that good. Number 4, I have a Dragonborn Sacred Defender Fey Dark Illusionist Pally, with the comment of "Be the tank, live the fear." It's true. It's very hard to die in one of these builds. You have the good crowd control, you have lots of hit points, you have the reasonable amount of damage, sustain. The main thing, in my opinion, is tank is the last to die in a party wipe. So keep that in mind. You're going to identify when there's danger and when it becomes out of your ability to control. And that's when you had better be ready to teleport away. And then number 5, I put my Deep Gnome, Inquisitive, Pale Master, Wizard, Rogue, already met in. If you guys watched any of my road, at least pretty much any of my stuff on YouTube that's not vlogs, I tend to use a 18-2 Wizard Artie or a Wizard Rogue for a lot of those, a lot of like my guide quests, right? It does a lot of things. It covers a lot of your immunities. It picks up all the trapping skills. It gives you the things that a wizard is already weak to and gives them advantage. Like gives them a good DPS option, gives them good healing, gives them evasion, gives them a quality save in a couple of places. If you're undead, it gives you a trickle healing, as well as shores up another series of weaknesses with like will saves for a lot of things. All for the low price of you hate light at all costs. So if you can manage those things, then Deep Gnome, Inquisitive, Pale Master, Rogue, Artie, however you want to look at it, is incredibly powerful. I do have the video from Hardcore Season 1 is still up on my YouTube channel. And it's still linked on the forums and stuff like that. But those are just the top 5. We can talk about some other things, but I really think those are all, in my opinion, probably the top 5 for sure. I don't know if it's even close. What did I miss? If there's something I'm missing, chat, tell me. People are going to be like, Samus, you're totally off base. Bards suck now. I don't think anyone's going to say that. So I hate to say this, but I may have to go up here and get this +1 all skills for a little bit. So we pick up a few more epic levels. And just consider these like the low price of having not to worry about it. Bards are pretty fun. Bards are great. That's why I'm saying nobody's going to say that bards are bad. Bards are in a really good spot. I don't think anything that I said is outlandish. There are two things I really considered saying, but I held back on saying them on the forums. I think that there's something telling me that you want to play a warlock this, like, right now. I can't tell you what that is, other than just a feeling that I get that there's something particular about the situation right now that playing a warlock is going to give you a particularly good advantage. But I don't know what that is. It's just something in my lizard brain talking to me. Let's see, gear upgrades. Let's have a medium gear talk. We'll have a bigger gear talk in a little bit, but part of what we're trying to do is keep a ring slot and the belt slot potentially open for the keep on the Borderland things, and using Labuta Tranquility as our hit point item. I'm just not sure. I guess. So we just go ahead and switch this off. So I wasn't actually paying attention. Maybe I should take a look at it. Alright, so we were at just under 900 hit points, and our dexterity, which is our primary stat, is at 64. With those simple gear swaps, we gained basically 50 hit points and 4 dexterity. Right? We were at 64, now we're at 68. It's not bad. What did that cost us? Basically Manslayer and Insightful Deception. And I think that's it. So if we can kind of keep this up when it comes to melees, and to be honest, this is my favorite kind of melee. I also think this tends to work for a lot of my favorite kind of ranged builds as well. But I think these things together are going to work out really nicely for epic lives. I think having this formula for gear, boom at level 20, boom at level 21, and then we really don't have to worry about it again unless we want to have a Thunderforge weapon or a Caught in the Web weapon. So unless we want to take time to make something like that happen, which I don't think we do most of the time, I think this is going to be really interesting. So just to give you an idea, without going too deep again in this right now, we have a Greater Valkor's Mic running. We have a Epic Windlasher's Ferocity. We have a Greater Raven's Eye set. We have our Holy Mantle. We have the Epic Valkor's Chosen. That's it, right? So we're running 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 sets. 4 epic sets. None of them overlap with each other. They all, I think, they all kind of go together. Something was telling me that the Valkor's Might and the Raven's Eye stack together, but that may not be the case actually. But we'll see. Anyway, I'm really enjoying this the idea behind this gear setup. Of course, the reason that I'd go half elf is the spell points are lower in the tree, and the caster bard needs all the SP it can harvest. So the idea of going ASMR instead of like half elf is hands, right? So as you get higher up, the ability to just slam a big instantaneous heal, particularly on yourself, is just too good. And the cost for that is pretty low over there in the ASMR tree. And if you go a little bit up the ASMR tree, you can pick up the spell points and spell penetration. But it's just that relieves so much pressure having the lay on hands off of your spell points and everything else. It's insane. Yeah, the difference is that especially on the hardcore server, to have something heal you from, or heal somebody from an like all the way to full, like a lay on hands will typically hit somebody almost all the way to full every time, even yourself. So, and that tends to be relatively true even up into Reaper content. So lay on hands just becomes an incredibly powerful. But again, that being said, you could get away with other class or other races, but I just feel like the ASMR, when in doubt for the hardcore server, lean towards the ASMR. That's not true for every place, but on the hardcore, in my opinion. Like, I almost put Warforged, or Bladeforged Paladin on the list. Almost specifically, Bladeforged Paladin on the list. Okay. Let's feed our baby.
I grow stronger.
Guess we already had one of those. I thought we had. Didn't think we had a second one. The other gear thing that I want to talk about is we have the Blade of the High Princess or High Priestess.
That's a good one.
So our main hand weapon is going to be the Valkorn dagger, basically forever now. So this is going to be a second weapon set. So we're balancing it up against the sacrificial dagger in our offhand. So weapon set A, that dagger is going to have poison burst, constitution poison, negative energy spike, life stealing, and lesser vampirism. Weapon B is going to have improved paralyzing, bewildering, wounding, and slay living. So I'm not sure which one is going to be the correct weapon set. Let me know what you guys think as we play, and we'll go from there. All right. There's a group doing R4's King's Force. That's where we want to go. We want to go join them.
Okay.
They're ready for. They're probably a little bit ahead of us. Hey guys, I have a friend, Sinislar, joining now with him as well. Yep, we'll be on our way. Looks like they're in the last one out in the forest, so they're only going to only basically save us one quest. But any chance we could get a share just for time? Thanks, bud. Appreciate it. Neither seems particularly good for dealing with undead or constructs. What do you mean? Bards or the race? I don't. Like, bards, I don't think it matters if they're undead versus constructs. I think sonic damage is just going to tear things up regardless. Especially, like, getting shout and greater shout so early as SLAs. They're just going to be able to burst sonic DPS.
It's good, too.
None of the weapon effect add-ons? Oh, yeah, that's true. Okay. Yeah.
Okay,
But... What, V-Love?
I was just telling you where. Okay, here we go. Back on the right road. That's all.
Okay. Hey, Mustang. Thanks for the Twitch Prime, buddy. I appreciate it. Afternoon. Appreciate it. Bard mows through undead and construct with yeah, exactly. That's part. Like I said, the Bard is just, I think, really well positioned right now. I don't know for sure. Like again, I don't have a hard and fast plan right now because of the
Ahoy! What's that on the horizon?
because I'm going to be gone for most of this week. So we're not going to be able to start hardcore right away. I'm not sure if we're going to be here Wednesday at all, to be honest. We're still kind of kicking around the idea of leaving Wednesday morning, which means I will try to put DDO on my wife's laptop and try to like hit it off of my phone to just make sure that I get my character names and stuff locked in, because that would be the exact kind of thing that I could see some people trying to do. If not, I'll have to ask Beef or somebody if they can lock down a name for me. But other than stuff like that, I think we're really going to start our hardcore play on Tuesday, the Tuesday after. So, and I don't have like a solid plan yet for how I want to level. But I suspect I will probably be one of those 5 builds for sure. I imagine I will do something that has some sort of trapping skills because, as I mentioned before, I feel like having the ability to trap lets you get away with all sorts of stuff.
This was once the grand cathedral of Mistress Temple, where throngs of worshippers sang praises.
Alright, we need to be in here.
Now the goddess is gone.
I think I'm in the right place.
Yep, Kim, over here.
Oh, down there. Okay.
The drow gives a malicious laugh as he slams the door shut. Perhaps you can find a way around him.
So, I usually use a hireling to open and close a couple of these doors.
Altar here still remains.
Hopefully we can...
It looks like there's something
Here we
strange
go.
about the wall behind the altar.
I don't know, it just... For... When they announced it was a straight up repeat, I definitely lost a lot of the winds out of my sail.
Nothing new treasure in the hardcore?
It sounds like there's going to be a new level 20 cloak and a new level 10 Reaper Points cloak.
Oh, okay, so there's something new. Right on.
But they're just going to repeat the Bloody Footprints, which also kind of turns me off. If they could have... I think that they should have made them... They could make them functionally the same, but slightly different.
I need Blade Footprints. I didn't get him the first year. I didn't get anything in all the years. That's how poopy it is.
So, again, I realize that that's a have opinion as opposed to like a have not opinion. But
What kind of catch are we setting our nets for today?
I don't know. Let's try and disable these.
Okay, there's a monster chasing me. That's why
No. I'm trying to think what else even. Oh, I was going to say earlier, I know it sounds wrong, but after playing with the big fighter with all of the crowd control effects, if you're going to, like, if you're just doing elites, I almost feel like if you had some healing through your race, that you could possibly get away with, like the stun, trip, whatever. Whatever fighter. I think that I really have come to respect the, especially in the heroic levels, having a really good some sort of trip and or stun DC.
Anna should be able to make quick work of it.
I kind of didn't get to play Hardcore 1 really. Had a group going at the time and we got on and had like 5 quests in and then party wiped and it killed the enthusiasm for the rest of them. Now that I'm almost all solo, it's less of an issue. Yeah, I don't know. I enjoyed all the seasons of Hardcore that I played so far. This is the first one that I think for me is going to feel off. You get ganked, did you?
The big red neighbor him just smacked me.
I'm sure all these things are broken.
The furious Strider comes after you.
Oh, I didn't go break the breakables up top. I bet nobody else did either. I bet this is not going to have mattered. Yeah. So there's enough breakables to get a bonus in this quest. But you do have to stop and break a couple of places.
I can make it back to Evening Star now that you've taken care of
50,000 experience, right on.
I'm sure it can help me.
Alright, well you and I can go do the other two. Maybe there'll be... I don't know, I'm going to go take Sinister and try to do the other two really quick. And if there's room, maybe we'll be able to join you guys for some of the last one. I've got to go pick up those 2 quests, but if you want to head to that first quest, I'll share them with you. Well, should probably get out of their group first.
Then just recall.
Yeah. Alright guys, do you want us to bounce out of the group? Or just stay in and try to get caught up? If they're gonna let us stay, we can just do Reaper 1 and should be able to do it.
Okay. I'm back out next to the big cow.
There's Unquiet Graves, and there's Impossible Demands. Alright. Let's go. So this one's going to be a little bit tricky. We're going to be racing a couple of clocks here. So
Okay.
we're going to be racing them. We're going to be racing us. So we're going to have to be fast. Getting a group that's going to like do the other quest for basically for us is pretty nice. But both of these quests shouldn't take us that long.
This is one with the drought lady, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
And for time, we'll just do Reaper 1.
The local farmhouse has seen better days. Where is it? The priestess demands. Do not play games, fool.
It's time to go now. Pull away your anchor.
Where'd she go? She is. is. Just untargetable all of a sudden. Alright, we're going this way.
The priestess's room vanish.
I'm gonna trap on the top of the stairs.
With that, the priestess
Okay.
is gone. Words ring in your ears. If I see you again, I will sacrifice
Alright.
every last hostage.
We're gonna pop in this room
Stealth will be required.
and kill this room as fast as possible. And then we're gonna get back. We're gonna detour probably back to the start.
Voices of Drow soldiers.
Okay, got a detour.
Detour?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, now we're going here. We'll kill everything and hopefully be able to free everyone in time.
Curses in scornful tones nearby. Now priestess is close.
Alright, now she should pop back down here in just a minute. I guess I can go do this.
You're invisible now.
Oh, that's fine. My stealth is pretty good, like in the 90s. There we go. Grab that
I got a
tent.
trap earlier, a bear trap. I was actually proud of myself.
I'm always proud of you. Alright. Alright, there we go. All the bonuses. Took us 3 minutes.
Not stop until you are unable to hold on any longer. Night succumbs.
Sacrificial dagger. Those are always handy. They're doing Haunted Hall Dating Star. That's their next one.
Some as the Force
No.
Kingdom.
They're doing the capstone of this chain.
'Tis after
Okay.
all a
The
tale of a black
Battle
dragon's
for
soul
Evening Star.
cold.
Battle. There we go.
Scales had washed plum.
Ran with Strim the other day. We got to I Know Who Done It, and we're done in 3 minutes and 2 seconds. Wow. I need to learn that quest in particular a little bit better, I think. All of those quests I really need to practice. I probably should have done this life as like a practice for the hardcore, but I didn't want to.
Yeah, I did a few builds that I'm going to use for hardcore.
Personality, heroic, and iconic, and epic past lives in one go. I would recommend that normally. Cthulhu over on Twitter. Thanks for hanging out with her, by the way. Appreciate it. But
The Drow are linked to the
I would definitely figure out what your build wants advantages, get those, and then and you could do those on your iconics if you want to. Then I'd work on racials for sure. We got super lucky with the fast finish to it. Yeah, I bet. I've never... Again, I haven't had that quest go particularly quick for me. In case you guys didn't know, we do live stream to Twitter now. So, there are some people who can't always watch on mobile in different plays. It's part of the reason I try to stream as many different places as possible, although that might be changing after the first of the year. Again, I have the feeling that a lot of things are going to shift when Samus is quote-unquote done. Because right now our stream has basically been the TR process of Samus, right, for the last 2.5, 3 years. That's all we've done. With the slight exception of the very mild, like, getting Java to do some raids on Thursdays, right? Thursdays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, etc. So with the exception of, like, some very mild work, the stream is focused on Samus all the time. I don't think that's going to be the case as much. It might be, but I don't particularly think so. I'm gonna bluff pull the Fear Reaper. Go ahead and shoot it. See if it comes a little quicker. Like, I'm not in its donut, so
I'm just shooting it.
just kill it. If it stands there and nobody comes at us, that's fine. Just kill it. Alright, I'm gonna see if I can grab the Carnage Reaper. Just stay back.
Okay.
No. Pissed everything off. Alright.
You can help. Yeah, hit around the gate.
Yeah, now just kill everything.
The remnants at my feet.
So I'm gonna deal with it.
70.
Alright. Alright, let's try the other dagger here for a second. Man, I love having a reasonable bird attack. A couple
Yeah,
of
that was
reasonable
pretty
bird
cool.
attacks. See what?
That thing is pretty cool.
I just like a reasonable chance to make somebody helpless on my rogue with 10 million single deck dice is pretty nice. Alright, where is he?
It's time to go now. Pull away your anchor.
Alright, grab your chest. And then we need to get to Evening Star ASAPs.
Sorry. Alright, got your door.
Yeah, if you're quicker than my recall button. If you're quicker than my recall.
Let them know we're on our way. I have no idea where we're going, but we'll go.
Huh? We're going back to Evening Star, so recall.
We'll recall, okay.
Yeah, remember there's 4 quests in this one. 3 of them are out
Yeah.
in the forest, and the 4th one's in the city.
Oh, that's right. Those was in the city.
So we're going to do the fourth one now.
You got them on that platform, right?
Yep. Probably. Oh, 420, Gilderland. I'm looking forward to this trip to Denver. Boosh. In. Alright. You didn't light no torches? That seems weird.
Grabbing Valor, or the, what do you call this? Combination of Valor.
Okay, well I would hurry because it looks like they're pretty close to done.
Still gonna let me in? There it is.
Working on traps. If you run straight to me, you will probably run into a series of nasty traps. And by traps, I mean NPCs, like red name casters and stuff. They'll probably leave you to die. I don't know if you can sneak around to the... I don't know how else you can get through there other than just like run, I suppose. Run and have them all leash.
This side street seems to be strangely quiet.
Alright. We contributed to this quest in a significant way for the amount of time that we were in it. Triply so. Alright. See if I can figure out how to... Alright. Did you... Ooh, boy. Okay.
Behind us over here.
That could have dented my hull.
Wow. These are dead right in front of the shrines, though.
With their war leader slain and their field headquarters destroyed, the Drow's ability to strike Evening Star has been severely limited. The village is safer.
When you res, don't move.
No, try not to.
And then finish out. I give 0 F's about this treasure.
I agree.
Thanks, guys. What are you planning on doing the next chain next, or are you guys done? I think some of them said they were done. Got to finish now? Okay. Alright, do this. Yeah, it was nice that they gave us a minute to do those other quests to be able to catch up and go with them. It's always nice to...
Most people should do, right?
No, it's... So... There's a thing about being courteous and there's a thing about being, like, overly nice. I tend to be one of the people that tends to err on the overly nice or whatever you want to call it. but not to the point where it should be expected of you. Right? So if somebody's like, yeah, man, you know, you jumped the elephant late or whatever, and they're like, hurry, we're ready to go or whatever. Like, I wouldn't expect someone to wait for me to do those quests like they did. That's why I asked. And if they said no, I was perfectly prepared to leave the quest. That seemed reasonable.
I guess
to
I
me.
find the opposite people. Because, I don't know, I had one day where I clicked on LFM, and I was like really far away from it. And so they had to wait for me to get there. And I've had other times where I've had like run all the way over there to the LFM, and then click on LFM and ready to walk into the quest and go, oh, we just finished it. So you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. If you think about it.
Yeah, again,
Because they don't know how far along they are they almost done? Are they taking a break?
Well, yeah,
are
you
they
don't
in
have
a
any-
shrine?
they tend to have a thing that says venture active for how many minutes in the first little bit of the quest. I kind of like that. It gives you a bit of an idea. But if you don't send a tell, you have no idea. Also, both of these guys are doing epic elites. Gross. Okay. I'm definitely going to take a bio. I think I'm going to probably try to record the gear video type thing.
Yeah, 'cause
See
I'm
if
gonna
we
take a
can...
break and eat. Anyways, I'm hungry.
Yes, that's cool. See if I can make like make a video that doesn't sound like balls, and then probably take level 22 and go ham again. I don't know. We'll see.
Just send me a message, text me when you're ready, and I'll come back. Let you do all your video. I'm gonna eat.
Okay. Well, I said just check back in. I probably will just be back whenever you're done. I don't know when I'm gonna wrap the stream up, but it'll be a little bit later today.
Alright.
All right. I'll be right back after a little bit of a probably at least 1 minute break, everybody. All right. We back? I think we should be back. All right. Welcome back, everybody. How was your turkey days? If I haven't seen you since then, I hope it was good. I got a bunch of sneezing and hacking and coughing to get out of my system. Pretty sure we had a... It started yesterday. But I'm pretty sure we have a little bit of a storm blowing through, a little bit of a cold front or something just playing with my nose. All right. Have one ready to go. Was super delicious? Nice. Yeah, I stayed keto. I stayed keto friendly through Thanksgiving until Saturday. And Saturday, the wife and I decided that we were going to have some pizza. So I broke my keto diet, which was doing pretty well for me for quite a long time. So we'll probably go back to it afterwards. But now I have like the back on grains, like all the problems. Been in and out of the bathroom nonstop. I'm hungry all the time because your body's not using its reserved gas, right? Like the gas that it's used to using is your body fat, the way that you eat with keto. So you're never really hungry with keto, but you're not usually very hungry with keto anyway. I find that I crave like a certain amount of fats or something, like I need to get a certain amount in or whatever. But I find, especially the first couple days after breaking your keto, I'm hungry all the time, and I can't do anything but think about food nonstop. Okay. Let's see what we can do. Greetings and salutations, everyone. Samus here. This is, of course, taken from our live stream over on twitch.tv/SamusGarovo. I spent a little bit of time over this last weekend taking a long look at the old Seal Shard Scroll system loot and kind of coming up with a basic gear plan going forward. For those of you who don't know, I'm about to finish up my last Iconic Life and move into like completing the epic TRs. So having gear at level 20 has become important to me. So I wanted to take a look at this and kind of get a feel for what might become down the line. And I thought it was good enough that I wanted to share with you guys, just to kind of give you an idea of some of the things that are possible. So right at level 20, thanks to a gem of many facets and a little bit of time and energy, we were able to piece together a Valkor's Might and a Windlasher's Ferocity set. So that puts together 10% double strike, double shot, melee, and ranged power, as well as +2 artifact bonus to attack, damage, critical confirmation, etc. And 20% to threat generation. Now, for a 3-piece set, I think that was pretty good. Crafting, armor piercing, double strike, and insightful deadly on my gem of many facets and putting in my master's gift kind of helps round out the items. And then I put a exceptional strength gem in the Cape of the Rock to kind of finish up our strength item type slot. And then in the bracers over here, we put in death block and a con slot to kind of help round that out. It made sense to me anyway. So with that 3-piece set, kind of the foundation for what we have going on, we kind of have to decide, is our Sharnstedt still good enough? And I kind of decided it wasn't when you factor in the potential Raven Eye set and or potentially a Housekin Dark set. So I chose to go ahead and slap in a Raven Talon set, which is just more damage and search and spot. Not 1,000% sure it's always going to work. Sometimes you may not want to use the Raven's Talons set. You may not want to use this Raven set. You may use something else. I kind of have it in right now because of the build and the nature. I went ahead and I slotted up the Raven Eye set with the rest of my trapping slots, stuff like that, and then the extra dexterity in the dexterity item, because we happen to be on a dexterity life this life, so again, kind of made sense to me. Over in the necklace slot, the Epic Golden Guile is a kind of a classic. Gives you an easy way to get ghostly, some bonus diplomacy, bonus bluff, some improved deception, which can do a lot of work, especially with the chance of making things sneak attackable. Pretty important for this kind of build. And then the bonus to the various skills are really good because, again, we're especially on this kind of build that's all sneak attack dice. Improve feint, bluff, stuff like that to be able to get in there is really important. So I'm kind of using that as the shell. Because we happen to be we broke our Sharn set. The Silken Mail, I think, has a little bit of wiggle room to be really, really strong, and therefore gave us an opportunity to put together a Valkor's Chosen set to give us that extra artifact to dexterity, constitution, single deck dice, etc. So altogether, I think for a generic melee, I think that this setup will be pretty good, assuming that you're using daggers. There's several weapons that go in this Ferocity set, I think is what it was, right? No, Valkor Chosen set. There's a couple of different weapons that go in there. I just happened to, again, be on a dagger build and was able to use this one. May have to use a different weapon, which I think is fair, though. So I kind of think at 20 that makes a lot of sense, and then at 21 that gives you an opportunity to slide in a Borderlands belt, a Borders belt for your stat, a ring for your stat, and then you can slap in like Boots of Tranquility setup for more hit points. So for me, I found that when I made this switch over, it was something like 50 hit points, and increased my main stat, I think 4, which is pretty good. So I don't know about you, but I have been taking a look at the old SSS system and really enjoying it. So what have you been using out of the system? I'd like to know, because I can't read everything. I still have a ring slot that's open, a hat slot that's open. I'd love your input. Everybody, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Toodles. Alright, so we'll have to watch that again and see if it was any good or not. I don't know. Looks like most of the people, according to this, left, so maybe not. Maybe it was not such a good time to do that. I don't want to do either of these things. Barovia Slayers would be fine-ish. Except I still have to go do that first Barovia quest. Just fine. We could go do it on whatever, but heroic if we needed to. Not a big deal. So I'm not going to lie. Normally what I would do, chat, is I would just go start some level 20 quests, or I'd go start Shenadingadong. Either way I think would be fine. If V-Love was already back for like all the way back, I would not even think about it. Double strike, perfect 2-weapon fighting. Right, so this is like 15% plus 15% double strike. Offhand hit chance 60. Should be this, right? Your offhand receives 65% of your double strike instead of the base 50. Nope, that's not it. So, this thing. So, right now, our offhand has a 20% double strike, basically. Probably still fine, right? It's more DPS. Kid's trying to lose his limbs for sure. Alright, level 22. Really like this mantle. I don't necessarily think it's correct all the time, but I think for what we're trying to do right now, for leveling up, it feels good. I need to be able to spend one more point in this tree. Alright, so now at level 23 we can take these things. Okay. Wow, the poor kid. Wow. For those of you who have sound issues, I'm sorry. Kapla. I guess we just wait on these, right? I suppose. Okay. Alright, chat, what do you guys think? Should we go off to do chain 2? Or should we just go do some 20s? Let's just do some 20s. I feel like there's a couple of relatively long quests that we could do that for that we can like pull V-Love through or something. Like we could go do the House D ones real quick, and if for whatever reason, because they can be red boxed, V-Love could just join us whenever he's ready. Seems reasonable. Great. Is it just woe? Might just be woe. Whoa. You have to take a longer look at hirelings again soon. Looks like our hireling folder is getting a little bit low. So I must have tapped into them. Oh no! This one's still not elitable. Is this one open? I guess I just assumed that this whole chain was open. But I didn't actually read the specific patch notes on it. Alright, this one's epicable. Just do 2. We'll just do 2 skulls, we'll see how it goes.
It's time to go now.
Alright, let's
Your anchor.
I guess we'll still feel like this one's the sacrificial dagger is going to end up being slightly ahead of whatever in this quest, I think. Those guys are not going to come out and let me get them, I guess. No assassination to them. Glad I hit the put up a thing button and it does nothing. Anyway. Guess if we don't have to fight anything, we don't need to, right? Apparently they figured out I was here. I thought they were going to fix that for Death Ward. Death Ward was actually going to stop that damage, because I certainly still feel like I'm taking it. Okay, maybe wood is fine, or woe is fine. That was a lot closer than it should have been, for sure. Ah, it's not good. So where did mob did I not see? What mob did I miss back here? Apparently we found it. Can you read? I don't know where she is. Alright, get healed, get back on track. Do you thoroughly enjoy the build? The assassin build. Even when you don't get to do the cool assassin things, I think it's still often pretty fun. Could just be me though that really likes it, but I don't think so. I think a lot of people enjoy the assassin build. You made a mistake, mate. You should have stayed over there. Your death would have been so much quicker. You just would have died instead of labored around. Got a couple of good crits in there, but I still don't think I broke 5,000 on any of these whip crits yet. These young whip cricker snackers, no. Somewhere in there there's a pun. Whipper snappers. Do not care for the human / Shatterkai run animation. Does not feel good to me. A plague, huh? with your nonsense, Plague Reaper. Look at those guys trying to find us. Look at them. They're just attacking the nothing. Can you imagine? You're three guys. One guy's hiding in the darkness. Two guys are standing there, and all of a sudden, one of your friends just dies. Disappears. Poff. You're freaking out a little bit. Right? You're looking around. Where'd Billy go? Where'd Billy go? All of a sudden, the next guy disappears. Laughter comes from the darkness. It's just you. The sound of silence. Your own heartbeat in your chest. Your friends disappear one by one. Terrifying. I shouldn't have called her to me. That was a mistake. I just should have walked over there and had her cast on me. Yoink. Sprint boost. Wow, I guess I mistimed that sprint boost, huh? Should still be alright. Of course you'd be a Flameborn, wouldn't you? Carney. Ooh, don't do it. Let's make some space. Yeah, one of our biggest weaknesses on this build is definitely our self-healing. It's not what we'd like it to be for Reaper content. Even like Reaper 2 or whatever we're doing here. We asked if we could see that guy's kidneys, and he said yes. Such a noob mistake. Never say yes if someone asks to see your kidneys. It's always a trap. Oh, hello. Hello. Still no V-Love, huh? Kid's trying to lose his lunch again. Poor guy. Look at this. Where'd this guy come from? Made it so far. I'm so proud of that guy. Little Zombo. Oops. Forgot where I was going. Forgot where I was going. So many zombos to just get rid of.
Your shipmate has gone aground.
Well, that's not good. I thought wood was, or woe would be fine. This is something that is a little bit unexpected as well. I'm having some UMD issues. So thought I had added a charisma item to my gear. I'm not seeing my charisma augment anywhere. So I wonder what I did. I have to figure that out after this quest, I think. Because I realized that I was having some UMD issues. And that I wanted to add a charisma item. Or, yeah, charisma to my whole 20 gear set. Thought I had, but I don't see it. Oh my gosh, come here.
Don't forget your old shipmate. Rolly, rolly, rolly,
I don't understand what's going on with Wood or Woe tonight too. She usually doesn't have this kind of problems.
It's time to go now. Pull away your anchor.
I swear you never roll so poorly as you do on UMD checks. Anti-magic missile time. Of course you would. Yeah, our damage is pretty good when given an opportunity to fire it off. Pretty pleased. I don't know about everybody else, but I'm actually, I mean, I've been hungry, right? I think I'm going to go make something to eat. So we'll loot this chest, empty this up, and we'll see what's going on. Tonight's stream should be Monday Night Raids. And I think Samus should be flagged for most of them. So we should be able to pretty much directly compare this to like the hand wrap builds that we had just done the last couple of lives, and get a really good idea of like the difference between how much different the shifter is compared to the assassin, for example. So hopefully we'll be able to do that at least this evening, but we'll just have to kind of wait and see how it goes, really. Alright, with that, everybody, I'm going to get out of here. Hope you have a wonderful night, and we'll see you guys in a couple hours.